Hello, everyone. We are so excited to share a little bit more with you today about the Ohio Achievement Record and some basic tips and tricks to creating a successful achievement record. My name is Sarah Longo, and I work at the State 4-H office as a program assistant for camping and older youth programs. And one of the roles of my job is getting to work with the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council, which Cecilia, who I have with me, is a part of. So we're going to share a little bit more about the achievement record, but I'm going to let her introduce herself first.
Hello, I'm Cecilia Mainzer, and I currently serve as the Vice President of Outreach for the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. So, why do we need to worry about filling out this super long application? This application is actually a really awesome opportunity because it is a gateway to many other county, state, and national 4-H awards, trips, and different opportunities. So in this application, it's all about really showcasing what you have done in 4-H. Everything that you've done in 4-H, all your different accomplishments, and then there's other little sections where you can highlight different school and other organization accomplishments as well. But it improves your writing skills. It really enhances and makes you become aware of how important it is to keep records. And it also helps you prepare for other future applications and resumes because these sections are laid out so great where you can actually pull the information from this application once you fill it all out. Opportunities with the Ohio 4-H Achievement Award record is you can actually, those trips that we were talking about, there's 27 different categories that go along with the Achievement Award. It can be individualized, specific. If you're into woodworking, there's a whole achievement form for you to fill out specific to woodworking or leadership or youth development. So the 27 category winners actually win a trip to National 4-H Congress, which is held in Atlanta, Georgia, and is a really awesome reward trip and just really makes you appreciate everything that you've done in 4-H, and you really get to enjoy just this really awesome 5-day trip in Atlanta, Georgia. Other experiences that you can win a trip to is National 4-H Dairy Conference, and you will also need to fill out this achievement award to apply and interview to be Ohio State Junior Fair Board. So how this application is so long, it's so hard. How can you make it easier for yourself? You're going to want to keep records from year to year. Every time you can think of it, continue adding to your form, write everything down, even if you need to type it in your phone of, oh, I just did this community service project and we made 10 bags to give to a shelter. You want to write down numbers, every opportunity, the date, the year, how many people participated. Don't forget the small events because that's what really adds to your achievement form. You don't want to forget those little community service projects that you did. You don't want to forget those little events or meetings that you went to that make it so important. And the key thing is you want to start early on it. It's really a hefty application, and the sooner you start on it, the easier it is.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk through a little bit of what's on the form, and we'll break it down a little bit just to give you a very broad overview of the form. So it's a lot of sections with a lot of text boxes, and something we want to iterate is you want to make your form readable, but you also want to keep the form as it is. So you don't want to add, and you're not allowed to add any additional space to the text boxes that are provided. So keep that in mind as you're filling it out, and make sure you're putting in relevant information and not just excess details that aren't necessarily important. So there'll be several of those sections that we'll talk through here in a moment. And then you also have a 4-H story. So you can take that in a lot of different ways, and it's really your opportunity to be creative in telling your 4-H story. What has 4-H meant to you? How has it developed you as a person? Why do you think it's valuable? It gives some more guidelines to that, but you get 2 pages max for that. And then you also get a 4-H photo page. So you get 1 page maximum to put the photos that you think showcase your 4-H experience. You'll want to include captions to those, and you want to be sure that you include a variety of your photos. So be thinking about that too as you're not only writing down those details as Cecilia said, but make sure you're taking photos. You're going to want photos from when you were a younger member to where you are now as a team member filling out this application. So as I mentioned, some of those different sections include 4-H project work. So these are the projects you're taking, what you're doing with them, some of the different activities you're involved. So highlight your experiences here and make sure, and this goes for any of the 4-H categories, make sure anything you're putting in a section that's designated 4-H is strictly 4-H. There is one section at the end that you're able to put non-4-H experiences such as school, church, sports, FFA, anything of that nature, but make sure if it's not 4-H, it's not going in the 4-H section. So 4-H participation, this can be what are some things you're doing with your club, what are some other activities you're involved in at the county or state level, highlighting those different areas of participation outside of your basic project work. Major 4-H honors, you can put in here awards that you've won for your projects at the county level, at the state level. If you have been selected for a special award in your county, if you've served as a representative or an ambassador or royalty, you can put those in here. Think about those different honors that you've had that stand apart from the rest of your experiences. 4-H community service, this is all kinds of community service, whether it's with your 4-H club, with a county program, if you are a part of an organization like the Teen Leadership Council and you do community service in an event or a meeting, make sure you write that down and put it in here. There's 2 sections for 4-H leadership. So educational and promotional are kind of your out of club opportunities. What are things you're doing to take that extra step to represent 4-H, to help others in your community, things like that, that don't necessarily, they may have a title, they may not, but it's like that extra step outside of your project work. And then the other 4-H leadership is going to be different offices and committees that you're serving on to be a more involved member. So are you an officer in your club? Are you on the fair booth committee? Are you a part of a junior leaders club? Things like that you'll want to put in this section. Like I mentioned before, your non-4-H experiences go in section G, so make sure you're keeping all of those there. And this is just kind of to show well-roundedness, and so this can be a wide variety of things, but use your discretion as to what you put in there that highlights you best. And then, as I mentioned before, your 4-H story and your 4-H photo page. So how are you going to access this form? This kind of walks you through the steps. You're going to start by going to the Ohio 4-H website. You'll click Families, scroll over to the tabs for Just for Teens, and then click Awards and Scholarships, and it will be there as a fillable PDF for you to fill out. So it makes it super easy to pull off the website, and make sure you reach out to your county professional or some of the contacts that are on that website if you have further questions.
So we got a quote here for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
4-H is about building better citizens, teaching values, and developing the skills necessary to leading a good and profitable life. It doesn't matter if you're from a farm environment or from a big city. 4-H worked for me, and I've continued to work for it. So looking and reflecting on this application, it doesn't matter if you grew up in a farm, you grew up taking all the livestock projects, or if you came from a big city and really focused on those still exhibit projects. Everyone can fill out this form, and everybody is able to win one of the 27 categories if you just make it easy, write down what you do, get involved, and just look at the different categories and format your 4-H experiences to fit under those different sections. So Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council actually also does workshops in the fall. So look out for more information on these different workshops. I know we went through this PowerPoint presentation really quick today about the form, but TLC actually offers 2 different sessions. We have an informational session and we have one-on-one coaching. So we go more in depth of what each section is, talking about what exactly you can put in this category or how you can change it and reword it a little bit to put it in another category if one category you have no space left in. Or we can also provide that one-on-one coaching. So once you do have a solid filled out application, we actually have a lot of great county professionals, our advisors, and different people who work a lot with the application, have won it when they were a youth, can look over your application and give you feedback of your formatting, your wording, what doesn't follow in this section, or what you can change and to fill up another section. So we actually really provide really great resources to fill out this really massive application. And we actually have a recording from the past fall. So if you want to look into it and starting earlier, like the tip that we mentioned to help it make it easier for you, please look into emailing. That's Sarah's email on this slide. We're getting that recording from one of our past fall sessions of going through the achievement form. And then if you have any other questions, it is super important to contact your local county professional. We do provide a website on the slide for you there. This is super important because counties usually have different deadline applications of when they do want the achievement form in, and it's different from when the state needs the application. So your county has a deadline of when the application is due, and then all the counties have to get together to send it to the state deadline to make sure that they have all the forms by then for the complete judging. Other questions can be directed to Hannah Epley or Sarah Longo at those email addresses. Those are our state professionals that we have that work closely with this achievement form, answering all your questions. And they actually are 2 out of the 4 advisors that we have for our High 4-H Teen Leadership Council. Sarah is on this call, so that is her email. And then we also provide the website link to, if you guys are interested in joining or learning more about the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council.
Perfect. We are so thankful that you were able to join us today, and we hope you're staying healthy and staying well and using this time to get a head start on your achievement record. So thanks for having us.